Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and in case you don't know, I've been reviewing the James Bond films. I like Dr. No, but from Russia with Love, I'm like, not really so much. Except the last 10-20 minutes, but the rest of From Russia with Love I found kind of dull. Not even kind of, I found it dull and boring for the most part, so Dr. No light, From Russia with Love not so much, but then we did Goldfinger, supposedly the quintessential James Bond film. I could say big step up from For Russia with Love, in my opinion. I can see why this is called. I can see why this film's a classic. Like From Russia with Love, I can't. I don't really understand the love for From Russia with Love. Goldfinger, though, really liked. I really enjoyed. Goldfinger was a lot of fun. It was entertaining. I thought this actually went at a good pace, fast pace. Uh, sort of dealing with Goldfinger, this character who wants to fuck up Fort Knox and make it radioactive for the gold there, so that A, the U.S. economy gets fucked up, and B, so that his goal will be more worthwhile. But okay, kind of interesting idea, and there's a lot of fun, a lot of memorable stuff in this movie. The opening, you have James Bond putting some nitro, which looks like cookie dough. To be honest, it looks like cookie. The stuff like if you had cookie dough and you squeeze it out like a turd. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. And he goes to a party and he has this True Lies. I can see how like True Lies was maybe inspired by this, because James Bond comes out with a suit that he had for swimming, and then takes it off and he has a tuxedo. I was ready for him to say, like Arnold did later on, here's my invitation. But he comes in and he blows it up and he walks calmly in. Although he said a line that I thought was really strange. It was like, heroin flavored bananas to finance revolutions. Like, they won't be doing that anymore. I'm like, really? I thought that was kind of a weird line. But I like the opening, how it goes here, where he kisses a woman and sees a reflection in her eyes that she's tricking his ass because there's a bad guy ready to kill him. So he sees the reflection of the bad guy in her eyes, turns her around so the bad guy hits her instead, has a decent fight with the guy, hits him in the bathtub, swaps this, like, what the hell do you call it? Swap this, hits this thing so it hits the tub and shocks the guy, killing him. And Bond is like, shocking, positively shocking. I thought that was really fun opening, and starts with a good song. Goldfinger. Goldfinger up your ass tonight, Goldfinger. Digging for gold tonight. Okay, that's not the actual song, but I like the song Goldfinger. I thought it was a catchy song. And then again, it's like, wow, we're really going at a good pace here, going at a fast pace, some fun stuff happening. Yeah, this fun bit. I like the Goldfinger, although a lot of these people I realize got dubbed. I looking back, like a lot of these like bad guys or Bond women were dubbed. But I thought Goldfinger was an interesting character, interesting bad guy. I thought he was a good bad guy. Had a good voice to him. Doing this little scheme where he's cheating at cars with this guy, and James Bond finds out his Goldfinger has a girl looking at binoculars and telling him what the other guy has for cars, and Bond says, "Okay, Goldfinger, you're going to let him. You're going to lose. Let's say 15,000." I like that little bit of the scene. Uh, Gets with that girl, but then James Bond gets knocked out and wakes up, and you find that the girl's dead. With, see a little bit there, she's been painted all with gold. It's something about like, I forget what the term is, being asphyxiated. Something about like if you skin can get asphyxiated if it doesn't have stuff to breathe or something like that. Well, anyway, the woman gets killed, painted with gold. Definitely a memorable image. Definitely realized Goldfinger's kind of fucked up individual. And then right after that, you deal with the character of Q and gives them, the Aston Martins. You have the introduction of the Aston Martin, the ejector seat, machine guns in the car. Like, all right, this is cool. Then after that, James Bond's like fucking with Goldfinger and golf, so makes Goldfinger lose. I thought that was fun. And you meet Oddjob, this character. who was actually the guy who played him was a wrestler, Harold Sakata. Really great presence. His odd job, the guy with the hat that fucking knocks up a statue's head. Really memorable presence, worthy bad guy, and of course the hat. I thought that was a really nice touch. Really good touch there. Uh, and like James Bond's following them, and you have this girl trailing him, and I like that his car has one of those kind of like you see in Ben-Hur and those type of things, has like one of those spikes that comes out of his tire, James Bond's tire, and fucks up the girl's uh, tire. Basically, later on, you find out that girl wants revenge on Goldfinger because that girl was the sister of this girl who got painted with gold. Um, and later on, she tries to shoot Goldfinger, but James Bond needs him alive because he needs to find out what his scheme is and what's going on, what the hell Goldfinger's going to do. And they get in this car chase where James Bond's using smoke and oil and fucks up a couple people and you get a little shootout. But then Oddjob kills the girl, which is like, oh shit, just throws the hat and fucks her up. He gets caught, James Bond, but then he has a little fun. He uses the ejector seat to jet someone out. Gets in another decent car chase. Although James Bond does a stupid thing, gets his ass caught again. I'm like, really? You find out that he fucking saw his reflection in this big ass mirror, and so he thought it was another car. I'm like, come on, Bond. Kind of made him look really fucking stupid, to be honest. I'm like, wow, you just made him look like an idiot. But that's just me. But then you have that great famous scene where he's on the table and the lasers come up between his legs. And even though I didn't watch these films growing up, I always remember scenes like this, scene clips. I remember this line where Bond was like, "You expect me to talk? No, Mr. Spy, I expect you to die." I've used that in a couple videos and stuff. It just really memorable line. No, I expect you to die. I don't know. I just really like the line. I really like the the dialogue exchange there. The one leads to another. They decide they need Bond alive, so he gets knocked out. And then you get another good scene where he wakes up on a plane and is like, "Who are you?" And this girl goes, "My name is Pussy Galore." And Bond's like, "I must be dreaming." And they're on their way to Kentucky. And I would say I really like this girl who played Pussy Galore, which makes sense. I love Pussy and I love Pussy Galore. Try to find the actress. Honor Blackman. I thought she did a really good job. She really did a nice job, I thought, as that character. I thought she was really likable, had a presence to her, was strong, was capable, liked her voice, liked a lot, everything about Pussy Galore. Of course, her name's Pussy. But not just because I like Pussy, we all like Pussy. But, which I'm surprised they got away with that name. But I just really liked her character. I thought she was, repeating, strong, capable, had a good voice to her, she knew judo a little bit as well, so she could be sort of on a level with James Bond, and I just really liked her performance. I liked her. I thought she did a good job with it. Definitely one of the better Bond girls, in my opinion. As far as I know, the best. Although I really like Michelle Yeoh and Tomorrow Never Dies. But she'd be up there, Pussy Galore. Really liked what this actress did with it. But when James Bond gets to Kentucky and you find out the whole thing, like I like Goldfinger's lair. He has this big fucking map that comes out of the ground and tell him what's going on with Fort Knox. They're going to go into Fort Knox and they're going to steal it. They're going to use this nerve gas. It's going to ultimately kill people. But you find out that that's not really his plan. That he's not going to steal it. He's going to fuck up, like I said, fuck up the gold so that it won't be used for decades and his gold will rise up and their economy would be fucked up. Um, Basically, James Bond and Pussy Galore, they did in this sort of flipping contest where they're trying to one-up each other and they kiss. And here's another one thing that I didn't really... You find out that she turns and helps James Bond. I don't really buy her turning. because it's like, okay, they flipped each other a little bit, they kiss, and all of a sudden she's turned, and it's like, really? I don't really buy it, but like, okay, I know it's a James Bond. But like, do I really buy the turn? Not really. I don't really buy it. But you know, I like the character, so that's fine, I guess. Uh, so basically, they go with the plan, and a lot of the army pretends like they're knocked out, but then they wake up, and you have this big battle at the end. James Bond fights Oddjob, really entertaining sequence. Um, electrocutes the shit out of Oddjob, and they stop the bomb, which is where do this clever thing where they stop the bomb like it has 7 seconds left, so it's 007 or 007. But then you can tell they did a little bit of fuck up because I think originally it's supposed to be 3 seconds, but like, hey, let's change it to 7. It'll be clever. But the dialogue that Bond says is, 3 more clicks and we would have been a goner. Something like that. He said 3 more clicks. I'm like, 3 more clicks? I didn't know that 7 was 3. So they did a little, they did a little bit of fuck up there, but to 3 more clicks, it was like, 3? Stopped at 7. What are you talking about? Then you looked at the featurette, like, watching, once again, great job on the featurettes. A lot of making up Goldfinger, then the Goldfinger phenomenon, 2 commentary tracks, just a lot of stuff in there, collectible booklets. And you find out Pussy Galore did help him, and then he's on a plane, gets in a fight with Goldfinger. I like this little bit of a fight where shoots at the plane. They're inside the plane, Goldfinger shoots, and Goldfinger gets sucked out, and James Bond and Pussy Galore escape. And I like that bit of business. I like the film. I really enjoyed the film, was what I'm getting at. I really had a lot of fun with Goldfinger. I thought it was a big step up from For Rush With Love. Of the 3 I've seen so far in this little marathon of James Bond films, I'd say it's the best, easily. I thought it went at a fast pace. Sean Connery is never the problem in these. So far, I've enjoyed Sean Connery. But I thought Goldfinger was a good villain. I thought Pussy Galore was a great Bond girl. I like the song Goldfinger at the beginning of the film. I thought when at a fast pace, I thought the story was interesting enough for me to get involved with. The bits that were happening, they were either fun or they were interesting or they were clever. Oddjob was a memorable bad guy with his hat. The action scenes worked well. Whether it be Bond's fight with Oddjob or him using the Esteban in the ejector seat. Or even the beginning of the film when he fucks up the guy in the tub. Memorable images like the girl being killed painted with gold. The laser going between his legs and memorable dialogue exchanges. So it was just they got a lot of stuff right in this film. It wasn't too long. This was an hour and 50 minutes, which I think was the right length for it. I know the next one, which I've seen and got to talk about, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes, which I thought was a little too long, but I'll get to that. But either way, I don't know what more to say about Goldfinger. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed Goldfinger. I understand why this film is considered a classic. Definitely get a thumbs up for me, big thumbs up. I thought very entertaining James Bond film. So that's Goldfinger. Entertaining flick. Big step up from For Rush With Love, and I thought Guy Hamilton, which I didn't even mention, Guy Hamilton directed this. The first 2 films were directed by Terrence Young, but this was actually directed by Guy Hamilton, who would go do Remo Williams, which I love Remo Williams with Fred Ward. I grew up with that film. See, others grew up with James Bond. I grew up with Remo Williams. But I loved Remo Williams. I wish they would have had a franchise because I really like Fred Ward. But Guy Hamilton later made that, and he made this, and I thought Guy Hamilton, out of the 3 I've seen so far, technically I have seen this, which will be next. But Of the four, he made the best Bond film, Guy Hamilton. Sorry, Terrence Young. I mean, I know you made the first and the second, the ones after, but Guy Hamilton, I thought, beat you with Goldfinger. So Guy Hamilton did a really good job. But either way, thanks for watching. Take care. And next, I'll talk about the okay so-so movie, Thunderball. But stay tuned, and we'll see you in a bit.